First of all, I'll just quickly cover the most basic ones, like the plus, the minus, the multiplication one, and the division one. And the first one, you can use all this, for example, to calculate your earnings on YouTube, for example. For me, let's just say. So I'll print out my earnings and I'll calculate the earnings for my last 3 videos. And from the last one, it was exactly this much. And from the previous one, it was exactly this much. And from the previous was from the third one, it was this much. So the total is so the total is exactly, that's right, 0. One big fat 0. And we can store this inside of a variable which we'll call my earnings, or my not earnings, because I'm not earning anything. And I'll call this my earnings, and then I can define my expenses, which we'll call expenses. Whoops, expenses. And these are, let's say, it's $50 or so, not quite sure. And here we can calculate, we can subtract the expenses from my earnings, which for which we will use the subtraction operator. And here are just my earnings. I just print out my earnings. Oops, subtracted by my expenses. And you can see why, oops, expenses, whoops, and you can see why I'm broke here. And then again, you have the multiplication operator, which allows you to, I'll just print out, which allows you to, if you don't know what is 5 times 5, then this will do, this will tell you. Also, you have the division operator, which will, if you didn't know how much is like 10 divided by 5, again this will tell you how much is 10 divided by 5. And also another thing you have to note here, that you can use the plus and the minus operator as an unary operator. So you can use it only on one variable. I have age, which is 21. This is my age, with 30 years of experience, of course. And I can add 1 to this variable just by saying plus plus. And what this does, we can I'll actually print this out. I'll say console log and age plus plus, and I'll remove this boring things, and I'll get 21. And you'll say, well, you said this will add 1 to my age, and we should get 22 printed out. But bro, that's not the case here. Why? Because first of all, this age gets printed out, and then it gets added 1 to the age. So if I now print out this age without doing anything to it, you'll see I get 22, because here first of all prints out the age and then adds 1 to it. But if we sort of place this here before the age, then it will add 1 to the age and then print it out. So it prints out the change, the modified age. And if I add this one here, first of all it prints out the age, and then, which is 21, and then adds 1 to it. So later when we print it out, it's 22, excuse me. So another operator I have for you is the remainder operator. And what this does is, let's say you have two numbers that you divide, like 10 divided by 2, which is 5, which is 5. And if you want to get, or let's just say it's a better example to do 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. And if we divide this and we want to, let's say, get the remainder of this division, we use this remainder or modulo, someone call it, operator. And this one gives us the remainder of this division, which is, guess what? That's right, 1. And if we do 12 divided by 2, which is 6, there is no remainder, so we get only 0. So another thing, if you, let's say, have a variable again I'll use my age, which is 21. I'm 21 with 30 years of experience, of course. And then if I, let's say, want to add 5 to my age, and I'll just say age and assign to it my current age plus 5. And I can do this exact same thing here on line number 2. If I do age plus equal sign and then just say 5, and what this does is exactly this. So it adds 5 to the current age, and that value it assigns to the age property. And if I print out this age here, you get 31. Yeah, because I add 10. And did I mention you can also do this with not only the plus operator, but with the -1, with the subtracting one. So if I delete this, I'll get 16. So you can do this with the -1 and with a lot of the other ones. So now I'll show you the comparing operators and how you can compare numbers with those. So here you have my account balance. Oops, I made a mistake around this number. And here we have the average person balance. So I can compare this, and I can check if my bank account balance is greater than the average person balance. And I'll notice here I use this greater than sign. And if I do a body here, and I'll print out, whoops, and here I will print out something like my account is bigger. We already know the answer because of course my account is bigger, and you can of course check if my bank account is less than, with this sign, less than the average person balance, which of course is not true, or you can check if it's equal to this, but we're going to see this later. Actually, why not see it now? So you can also check if these are equal to one another with this double equal sign. And if it's equal, then it will print out my, or actually it will print out something like these are equal. Equal. And else will print something like or let's just print out else, and here I'll print out, and now we're in the else because of course they're not equal, far from equal, brother. So you check those with this sign. And also you have, so I wanted to ask you, what do you think this program will do? Comment down below. So if this will going to print out object basically, or let's just say these are the same. Let's see what this prints out. If I save this program, now you'll see that it prints out these are the same, so this is equal to true. But they are equal to true because, or are they? Because this one is a string and this one is a number. So if you want to check for the type, this one, the double equal sign, does not check for the type. It automatically, probably, I'm guessing, it converts them to string, both of them, and then compares them. And since these are both a string and both 21, this is true, but we can check for both the type of these variables, and for that you can add another equal sign, because why not? And now these are not true. This is not true because this triple equal sign returns true if these are equal in content, so if they're both 21, but also checks for the type of the variable. So if these are both of the same type, like both should be, for this to equal true, to evaluate to true, both need to be either a number type of variable or a string. So since these are not, then these are not the same, bro. So if I delete this and I save now they're both the same type. And now if I check, bro, they're all the same. And then at the end we're left with the logical operators, and there are three of those, which is first of which the logical AND here, and this is their syntax, then the logical OR and the logical NOT. And you can check for those with this, something like this. So I can check if my age or my age in string, and if this and for this to equal true, this or this, at least one, should be equal to true. And then if I print out something like object, I will get object. And if both of these are false, so something like this, if this and this is false, then, and if I save this will not print out, because at least one needs to be true. For this AND operator here, both of these, for this to equal to true, if here I do OR, both these need to equal true in order for this whole condition here to equal true. So now they're both false. If I set this equal to true, that is not enough. And if I set this one to true, then this will equal to true, and I'll get object printed out. Also, I can check for something like if I am cool, which is of course equal to true. I can check for this, and you'll see where I'm going here. If I can check if I am cool, and I can print out here I am. So now this will equal to true, and I'll print out I am. And if you want to check if I'm not cool, you can use the logical not operator before this variable, and this is just an exclamation mark, and this will negate what is after this sign or operator. So if this is true, then it will turn this true to false, and since this is false, it will not run. And if this is false, this false will be converted to true because of this sign, and then it will print out I am. So if you enjoy videos like this one, make sure to subscribe here. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.